Hey, this is TurboDave here at Performance Corner. We're going to do our bang for the buck. So today we're going to talk about best bang for the buck on your suspension. I mean, generally speaking, suspension, when it depends what you look for. Everybody usually goes straight to lowered springs, shortened springs to lower the car, coilovers, something like that. It really depends on what you're looking to gain on the car. I think most people go with springs because they're going for look. Because if you're really looking for handling on most cars, if you did aftermarket sway bars, larger sway bars for the car or adjustable ones, you'd get more bang for the buck there as far as handling is concerned. Everybody's got their own theory. I know some people that prefer running really stiff spring rates, which to a point you're just using the chassis now. If you run a heavy spring rate, you're using the chassis flex to absorb. So if you're looking for the articulation of the suspension and looking for it to control itself and not lean and have more tire on the ground, have a better contact patch, have less travel, so your tires not changing, the amount of camber or caster in it, I would say go for something like a sway bar, because you also don't lose the ride quality. If you're a daily driver or a family car or something like that, you put a set of sway bars on it and even a set of good shocks, and you're not going to lose the quality of the ride like you would if you have really stiff springs, or if it's low. You won't nobody's going to complain to you. But the sway bars, as you're just driving down the street straight and you hit things, it's not going to change the feel of the chassis. When you're driving, it's not going to feel super stiff like a spring would. Where if you want something like that, which you can do, especially on a daily driver type car, you do sway bars, adjustable ones especially, and do either a good shock or an adjustable, like an AGX type shock, where you run a stock spring and you have adjustment on the shock, so you can kind of tighten up the compression stroke. Or if you have multiple, you can do the compression and rebound, which you probably won't need to do with the spring, but at least the compression be a little bit stiffer if you're looking for immediate stiffness, but not all the time. The sway bars, I think, is a good idea. I've done it myself. I actually had an Accord, a 98 Accord. It was a few years old already. Some miles on it. Most shocks don't last you past 30,000 miles, except maybe my mom's car, because she drives so easy. But most of us who drive a little bit more spirited or tend to drive faster, you're gonna, by 30,000, the shocks are gone. So what I did on the Accord was I found some Tokiko Blues. I put them all the way around, and I got some Suspension Techniques sway bars, and they were adjustable. I put those on, and the car, I put some Yokohama tires on the steely wheels that were on it already, and the car handled great. It didn't look, it was clean, and it had tinted windows, but it wasn't anything slammed on the ground with big tires and wheels or anything, but it handled really good. I could take the exits at fairly good speed. And you can tell the chassis was more attached to the ground. It wasn't leaning real hard or breaking the tires loose, at a given speed. So, it just depends on what you're looking for in the vehicle. If you're looking for looks, of course, you got to go with the springs. But if you're looking for sway bars, especially if you have like a set amount that you want to spend on the vehicle and you're trying to get a certain amount of performance out of it, definitely go with a sway bar as far as suspension is concerned. And of course, tires and everything else count, but most tires are pretty good. Even I was running all season, like Yokohama, like 382, was it Y382s or something like that, and the thing still handled good. I just wanted the tires to last. I had a Miata that I could use for getting real crazy, but I wanted my daily driver to be good, and our dog liked it too, so the back seat was his. So I think that's our best bang for the buck when you're talking about suspension and not wanting to go crazy. So we'll have some more editions of best bang for your buck, looking at different parts of the car, different aspects. If you have any questions or comments or something you want to hear about, leave in the comments below and we'll get to you. Thanks. Have a great day. Be safe. This is Turbo Dave at Performance Corner.